everyone. Here we are at another episode of The Lounge Season 2 by the Rotaract Club of Achievers Lanka Business School. So, we are talking today to directors of avenues who got a lot more important, especially during this quarantine period. So, we are going to talk to our co editors and our director in PR and IT today. So, please welcome our co editors, Rotaractor Kalni Sirivardana and Rotaractor Hiru Ihala Korala, and also our director in PR and IT, Rotaractor Ruin Ratnayakar. Hi guys.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you guys? Are you guys safe?
All good, Rocky.
Yeah.
How are you?
All right, fantastic. So let's straight away move on to our conversation. I would like to know, first of all, something crazy that you all have done in your childhood. How about, let's start with Ruin.
Oh, so yeah, I was pretty much a good kid in my childhood. So there are no much variety of things that I have done that comes to the crazy category. But I can remember one time that I was in my primary school. So I'll not mention my school here for some reasons. You will get to know when the story is over. So me and my friends, there was one good friend of mine. We were out for orchestra practices after school. So since we are bored, right after school, there were like 10 or 15 minutes for us to spare. So we went to the playground and got some bats and balls and start playing cricket. So that's usually what every people do after school. So since it was a normal day, but the only issue is there was a renovation done to the basketball court. So I think there was a tournament going to happen in couple of months. So there was a renovation. So it was a normal day for us. So we started playing and Kisal bowled one ball and I batted it well. So it was a great shot. I mean, but the only issue is it went straight to the basketball court and it hit the board and then bounced back to the court. Okay. So at that moment there were no issue, but in a while we heard a scream from one of the person who was renovating the court that the ball had gone and hit the paint bucket. So now the paint, which was a blue color paint, so the paint was all over the tarmac. So it was a disaster. And so from the basic instincts, me and my friend went there and tried to clean it. But the only issue is it's more like a fabric kind of a paint, so it's not going away. And when the in charge person who was in charge of the renovations was coming our way, we ditched that place and went back to our orchestra room. Okay. So so something happened and ultimately we got caught for that because we had a blue paint in our hands trying to clean that mess. So it's more like a caught blue-handed some sort of scenario. So that's my case.
Caught blue-handed. How about Hiru?
So crazy stories in my childhood. I don't have much because not much. I don't have any because I was actually a pretty good child while growing up at school. But then after school, during after A-levels, I don't know what happened to me. And so as we know, I did SEMA at Achievers after my A-levels. So there was this once what happened, I was walking home to the bus halt and there was so much traffic in the Highway Road. I live in Nugegoda and this was in Bambalapitiya in Tummulla. So there was so much traffic and the buses were going so slow. I thought, yeah, I could catch the bus in front of this bus. So I walked to the bus in front and then the traffic was still not moving. And so on and so forth. I moved to the next bus and the next bus until I walked right to Nugegoda. And then I walked home from that. And then there's another story which is fun. One time, me and my friend Lakshan, he's the IS director, we were arguing about what is best, if it was Android or Apple. And then we started arguing at Achievers, and we went to Majestic City, the cafeteria while we were arguing, and this was the lunch break. And then we were arguing so much that we forgot, and we spent the whole afternoon and the evening arguing until the lectures at Achievers was over. So we basically skipped the afternoon lectures because we were arguing over which was best, Android or Apple. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Seriously?
Yeah.
You might want to call ditching the lectures like unintentional or that.
We didn't actually realize it. We realized it about half an hour into the lectures, and we just kept on arguing after that.
All right. How about Kalani?
Okay, so actually both Hiru and Ruin stories reminded me of two stories. So I'll just tell one of them. So this is to do with paint. So once in school, we were, I think I was in grade 6 or 7. We were making this science experiment, right? And there's those blue and red veins in the human body. So whatever they call it. So we had to make them. So we had these plastic tubes and we had to fill blue and red paint into it. So what we had to do is we had to take the tube and put it in the paint bottle and suck the paint in so that the tube is filled with blue and red paint. And I just kept sucking. I didn't know when to stop. And then I had drunk a big part of the bottle. I just kept on drinking it until I realized I'm supposed to stop. And then I just spit the whole thing out. And yeah, that was bad and embarrassing.
Oh my God.
Something wrong with paint and schools, I think.
Yeah. You either splash it all over you or you drink it. What is this?
Yeah. And once I remember when Hiru said I miss my school van, and when I was coming out of the gate, the van was going, but I could see it. So I knew that I could stop it because I could see it. So I started walking fast and I started running, and I actually ran behind the van for a long time, on the main road also. For 5 minutes until I realized I was on the main road and I couldn't run anymore. And then I had to walk all the way back to school and explain. And then I had to get the car, so I had to tell the teacher. And yeah, that was
Yeah.
Might as well just walked home since you came all the way.
No, that's a long way. My school's in Karamba, so yeah.
All right. Okay, guys, let me ask you one more quick question. Do you have any kind of hobbies, things that you do during your free time? How about Hiru?
I don't have actually hobbies per se, but what I do during my free time is I watch TV series and movies and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have much free time, so during the small amount of free time I get, mostly is TV series, and most of the time it's Friends. I rewatch Friends 10-15 times now. Yeah.
Hi, fellow Friends fans. How about Kalani?
So even I don't have any hobbies per se, and honestly, I'm not even that much of a TV series person. I do watch, but what I enjoy spending time on the most is around people. It's something I really miss these days. I just enjoy having people at home and being in the middle of a big crowd and just talking and just spending time going out and that kind of that's the kind of thing I enjoy spending most of my time on, rather than just watching something. So, yeah.
That's actually nice and different. How about Ruit?
Yeah, it's actually something. It's actually something I'm missing a lot these days.
Yeah, I think it's something that you should hold on to.
Yeah, we miss it. Yeah, we all miss it a lot, meeting each other and everything.
Yeah. And it's quite stressful as well, isn't it? Staying at home all the time. At first, I liked it, but as time passed, it was stressful.
Yeah.
After some time, that happens. It gets all stressful and lonely, and you get tired.
Yeah, because watching stuff alone and enjoying on your own is nice for a little while, but I tend to easily get bored with it. So that's why I always want a lot of people around me to play with. So yeah.
Yeah, true that. How about Ruin?
I think it's common between editors and PR. no much free time for me as well. But in the small time of free time I get, I'll usually skim through YouTube and usually go through Master Chef or some engineering connections by Richard Hammond or those kind of videos. So those are stuff. YouTube basically.
Now let's move a little bit into Rotaract. So my first and foremost question, as always, is what made you all join Rotaract? How about Kalani?
Okay, so we were doing fast track, or three of us, and most of our board members, we were doing fast track at Achievers at that time. And I think I just finished our foundation level. And there was this thing called rotrac. I honestly didn't know what the word meant, but I was just ready to check it out. So I went with two of my friends to this meeting, and they had all these weird projects, and it was so confusing. But at the same time, I found something unique about it. So I went again the next week and the next week, and then it actually and then I started learning what rotrac was, and it was actually something exciting and challenging. So that's why I stayed in it.
All right, that's very nice. How about Hiru?
So Rotaract, I first joined Rotaract at my university, and then after that I was participating in some projects and stuff. But then I went to RCL, and then that's when I met Satma, the IPPR. And then she was like, "You should totally come to Rotaract Achievers. It's really fun and stuff." And I really liked her. Like the first impressions were really she's really fun and stuff. And then afterwards, Tisura convinced me to join Achievers. And then after that, one day, me, Suiti, and Lakshan, the IS director, we all decided to just show up at a meeting, and that's how we joined Achievers.
Nice, very nice. Starting from Satma, I think we should thank Satma for giving us a valuable member as well.
Yeah, Satma and Tisura both. They were they both convinced me, and then Suiti was like, "Yeah, let's go."
Very good decision made, Hiru. How about Rohit?
Yeah, so I joined Rotaract in Satma's year. So pretty much Hiru and we guys are friends from our A-levels. So since they were there before, they convinced me to come to Rotaract as well. And anyway, the common norm is Rotaract equals food. So that's something our whole group likes. So everyone, I think almost all people in our group joined Rotaract. So I joined in Satma's year, and I think in the first event I directly went to PR with Nadunaya and Akilaya. So from that onwards, my journey has gone towards PR, and now I am the PR director, so I'm here.
Okay, my next question to y'all is, how has Rotaract helped y'all personally? Let's start with Hiru.
So Rotaract, when I joined, I didn't know anything much about, let's say, photo editing or video editing for the matter. And then after that, after I joined and after I became a PR director, that's when I learned how to properly use Photoshop. I knew Photoshop per se, smudging stuff and the small stuff, but to actually use it to make posters and to effectively use it, I learned that in during Rotaract. And then video editing, I had no idea what to do about video editing or anything. And then After Effects and Premiere Pro and then a bit of Filmora, all I learned from Rotaract. And then because being a PR director is very stressful sometimes, and then there's a lot of work involved, I learned a lot about time management and how to plan everything that I do. So yeah, that's so in that matter, PR really helped me a lot.
So many things that you can learn from Rotaract, not just the basic things, but things you won't even expect.
Yeah.
How about Kalani?
So like Hero said, one of the main things I've improved on because of Rotaract is time management. Because I've been a person who's very bad with tackling things, doing a lot of things. I tend to waste a lot of time in the middle, and I'm still honestly working on it. But through Rotaract, since I was a member in my first year to when I was IS director last year to when I'm editor now, I felt myself improving little by little. Like I'm able to do more things in a given time and handle like more stuff at a time. And another thing is, before I joined Rotaract, I used to be like a very naive person. Like I used to be the type of person who people used to like take advantage of. And then I couldn't say no to someone. Like I couldn't stand up for myself. And I'm really grateful for Rotaract because it has made me like stand up for what I believe in and like say no when I don't want to do it. Whereas a few years ago, I would have just gone along with what people said, done things that people made me do. But like now I feel like I have become a sharper person, like a person who like stand up for myself more and like, be like, you know, like a stern, like it has made me like a lot tougher. So yeah, that's something I'm really grateful for.
That's a very interesting point you brought out there, Kalni, and we are
Yeah.
glad that you are that person that you can be proud of now.
Yeah, I think the same thing affects you a lot of people. I think it happens unknowingly, but when you look back at the person you were a year ago, I think I see a lot of people have changed, like even our own board members. So I think, yeah, that's a really
Yeah,
thing.
interesting, very interesting. Let's go to Ruin.
Well, from my childhood, I was a bit of a technically savvy person, so I'm good with computers. Uh, Probably the reason why I'm doing IT degree right now. So, but since I joined Rotaract, which was even in Satmasia, like I said before, I was not very much familiar with Photoshop, After Effects, or Adobe products, or even Filmora. So, and even I had a DSLR camera at home, but I didn't know how to use it for its maximum. Like so, from my childhood onwards, I had a dream to do kind of YouTube videos and do stuff. But I think I did not get uh, any motivation to start it over. So that motivation came from after joining Rotaract. So that was a big milestone in my life that changed me from I think from even finding my own career path even. So now from after Rotaract, with working with Nadunaya and Akilaya, being in a very savvy PR team who has done many good projects in the past, I gained so much experience from last year PR director Hiru as well. So that makes you go in deep to another aspect in life. So that is a great thing that we all I think got from Rotaract, not just in PR but in other avenues. You get something very specific for that avenue, but it is at the end of the day, it is one quality that we should cherish throughout our life.
Not just the skill, but the motivation to put yourself through that, come out of the comfort zone and actually go for it, isn't it?
Exactly.
Okay, let's dig a little deeper into the avenues that you all are in. In terms of PR and IT, I want to ask Ruin and Hero the skills that you need, photo editing skills and video editing skills. Did you all have an interest in them since childhood, or is it something that developed later, especially because of Rotaract? I think you all answered this question earlier as well, but I want to know if there's something you can add to it. How about Hero?
Photo editing and video editing. So in PR and IT, there are like in photo editing, there are two types. So we have to make posters for events and stuff, event posters, and then there's actual photo editing where we take the photos from all the events and then we edit the photos, we add a watermark, and then we post them as albums. So from my school time, I sort of knew how to edit photos a bit, like color grading and stuff, because uh, interestingly, during my small time, I used to make my own wallpapers. So I used to download photos from the internet and then edit them a bit and then use them as a wallpapers. But then again, making posters for events and stuff, I had never done them till Rotaract. And then it was during Rotaract learning from Akila and then watching him do it and him teaching me. And then again, from those stuff, that's how I learned photo editing. And then video editing, I didn't know anything about it. And then when we started as PR, when I started as PR director a year ago, the first thing that Nadun and Akila told us to do was to make a small video, to create a small video from scratch, and then we had to Google and find stuff, and that's how I got into video editing. So that's how it happens.
How about Ruin?
Yeah, so I completely agree to what Hiru said, and adding to that, I think uh, editing skills in a person per se might have come from the childhood, but when it comes to a professional body or professional body like Rotaract, making posters and doing videos and creating them and putting out to an outside world, which might go international as well, which have so those talents or those benchmarks are not easy for someone to gather from outside, except for being inside a movement like this. So basically, how to make a poster, how to get the PR team to do it, not just doing from self, how to coordinate, how to make videos, those stuff. So I think those stuff are for sure me myself got from the Rotaract movement, being with a very PR savvy team. Like I said before, with our very own Hiru, the past PR director, and Nadunaya and Akilaya. So yeah, that's something we can get from Rotaract, which we can't get out from anywhere else.
Yeah, I think to that. I think yeah, from what Rain said, I can remember the quality of the stuff that we make, the PR content that we make. The quality came after Rotaract, because there is a from our club. I think we have a very strict quality of the poster that we make. So if it doesn't look good, or if it looks slightly below quality, when I was a PR director, and I don't know, Akila won't let me post it. So we have to get it to that standard and then post it. So that quality factor came in after I joined Rotaract.
Amazing, amazing. So I would like to direct the same question to Kalani, but in terms of content writing. Is it something that you developed because of Rotaract, or it's something that you always had it in you?
Yeah, so when it comes to writing and editing articles, now I feel like I actually had the interest and like a slight talent for it before, but I never paid attention to it. It's only during Rotaract, I think when I was a member, I think the then CD director was like, "Can you write a blog?" And I was like, "No, I don't know how to write a blog." And then he was like, "No, just give it a try, it's fine." And then I was like, "What should I write it on?" He was like, "I don't know, write what you want to write about." And I was like, "I don't know." But then he just pushed me so much to do it. And I wrote one article and everyone was like, "It's really nice." And even I felt that like I enjoyed doing one thing and I was actually impressed with the outcome. And after that, they were like, "Can you write another one, and stuff like that." So, and now it has turned into something I can do effortlessly and something I really enjoyed it. So, I'm really grateful for Rotaract because even though it was there, it wouldn't have come out if not for Rotaract. So, I'm actually grateful.
We're actually not just learning new skills, but discovering things that we didn't know we had it in us.
Yeah.
Because I'm the sort of person who won't do anything unless I'm put there, like put to the deep and be like, "No, you're gonna do it." So I'm glad it happened because now I'm actually making a lot of use out of it. So yeah.
All right. So, talking about the skills that you all have perfected up to now, I would like to ask Ruin and Hiru what kind of platforms that people who are new to PR and IT or these photo editing and video editing skills, what kinds of platforms that you all use so they can try them as well.
So Hiru, I think I'll go first because
Okay.
you have more experience than me. So from my end, I think if you are a person that trying to come to this field or just want to learn Photoshop, photo editing, video editing stuff, I think the best source we have right now is Google and YouTube. So I think many of the PR content creators will anyway agree for that. So apart from that, there are another few things, but from the basic stuff, I think YouTube may help you in a way. Hiru, if you can add.
Yeah. So first I learned by watching. So it was basically watch and learn. I just sat sometimes like when I go to meetings and when Akila makes something, I just sat next to Akila and watched him work. And then that's how I picked up on small things that save time, like little stuff. And then afterwards, what I learned was then it was YouTube. So when we started the year, when I started the year as a PR director, I told you Nadun and Akila told us to make videos and sample posters and stuff. So that's that. During that, I went to YouTube and I learned how to make stuff. And so YouTube is a huge factor because in YouTube you can see how they are made and they show what to press, what keys to press, and all the shortcuts. And then after that, the small stuff, time saving stuff, you can watch people work, watch professionals like people who are more experienced, you can watch them work and then learn. So someone like Akila who had a lot of experience more than me, so watching him work and then asking some stuff from him, and then he would randomly tell me like you can do this and it will save more time. So from that I learned a lot.
Amazing, amazing. How about Kalani? I would like to direct the same question to you, but in terms of content writing. Any tactics that you have used to develop your skills in content writing?
Okay, so honestly, there is no black and white answer to that question, but I'll just tell you a little bit of what I do. So when I have to write an article, okay, first and foremost, it's good if you can write on something you're interested in because it comes naturally. But at the same time, especially this year, I have written a lot of articles, like a lot of informative stuff that I had to research at that point and write. So it's not impossible. So especially when it comes to that kind of thing, what I do is if it's something that I don't know about, I spend a lot of time, like way more time than I spend writing the article, I spend on researching on that topic. And I have this thing where I need to verify everything I mention, like otherwise like it was me. So like I keep on finding blogs and videos and watching videos and stuff on that topic so that I have gotten that topic like into me. And then what I do is I take the points I have written down and then I make a small structure and I start writing. And another thing that has helped is I work on the same article on more than one day, because what I notice is if you're working it on the same day, it's better if you work on it today and look at it again tomorrow, because then you look at it with the new intake and you have that freshness. It actually helps to improve it. So I have noticed that when I write something and I work on it on like 2-3 days, it's actually a better outcome than when I just write and give. And in terms of like finishing it, and I also make it a point to like add my originality. Like I do read other blogs and all, but I make it come from my own, like my own opening. I add my own flair to it, which will reflect my own personality, because I think that's really important because it's your blog, right? And to add like a little bit of spice, what I do is, so especially when the same word comes here and there, I Google synonyms and different catchy phrases to those phrases. Those stuff I just Google, or like one or two things I take from like other blogs and all, because I feel like that's okay. So I just Google and find some catchy phrases here and there, quotes and all, and I use it. So that like, it's a complete thing. So that's what I do. And if you want to develop in your blog, I think you should always maintain like a Medium account and all. I'm just saying because you asked like the same question from the PR side, how you can develop, like put your work out there. So I think to start with Medium and like have a solid account and keep writing on stuff you're interested in, that's like a good way to start on.
All right. And I would like to actually thank you all for giving out those amazing pointers. So everyone who's watching this, I think it will be very useful for them. And next, I would like to talk a bit about the PR projects that you all have done during this year. Let's start with the PR side. How about Roy?
So as normal in Rotaract, PR is incorporated in almost all the avenues. So when it comes to unit as PR and IT, there are a very limited number of projects done by almost all the clubs, since they are involved in almost all the projects done by other avenues. So in terms of our club, we did 3 projects this year, which reflected the club projects done throughout this year, and the session right now as we speak, the Lounge Season 2. So I'll speak a bit about the Lounge Season 2, then I think Hiru can catch up with the next. So the Lounge Season 2 this year, first the Lounge Season 1, which was started last year. I was a part of it as well. That's how I came to PR side. That's my start in PR, and that series did really great. Gave up information that was really valuable for the crowd, and even did much in terms of PR for the club. So we thought of continue that series, but taking our own twist this year, which is the season 2, which we are currently in, reflecting our own club members' ideas and how they faced this year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So I believe when hearing these stories coming from the people who were the runners at that time, who were the people who fight against COVID-19 in order to keep the club running, that will inspire many people coming up ahead, even in our club, but also out of our club, or the other rotractors, and even any other non-profit organization, to work ahead, plan ahead, and do something out to the community, even with hardships you face. So that's why we try to incorporate ourselves in this season, and I hope that it will be a good project. So Hiru.
Yeah. So one of the projects that I handled is Glimpse. So Glimpse started off as an idea last year, where we would essentially add photos as a photo collage, and then show some special moments from the projects that we've done, some snaps in the projects that we have done. And then this year we thought to key it up a notch, and then we started creating videos of the projects that the moments that we have captured of the projects. So yeah, that's what Glimpse is, to give the people a glimpse about what the projects we do, what happens in the projects that we do. Because when we share albums of the projects, there are around 50, sometimes 100 photos in those albums, and nobody is very if it's someone who isn't actually very involved in that project, nobody really cares to go and check out all those photos. So what we can do is to show what we have done in those projects. We can make a small photo montage, a video, and then show that video, a 30-second video, so that the people can see that and then get an idea about the projects that we do, what happens in those projects that we do. And that's how Glimpse has improved this year.
That's a very creative improvement, I should say.
Yes.
Can I add something? I think the video thing Hiro and them came up this year, I think it was really effective, because we don't really click on like a picture collage, right? But now these 30-second videos, they have been on point, and actually like it's very interesting to watch. So I think gives out like a clear idea to everyone inside and outside the club, like a 30-second content idea of what the project is. I think that was a really impactful twist to it.
Yeah, actually, I agree on that as well. And also, I would like to direct that question to Kalani, but I would like to get to know a brief about the club blog.
Okay, so about the club blog. So firstly, I must say that I feel like the club blog went great this year. We published over 50 to 60 articles of a really good variety. Like if you take all of our blogs, I feel like it's all of them together. It's a great mix of blogs with creativity. It's informative, and it touches a lot of areas. And all the credits should go to our board of directors. They've written a minimum of 2 articles, and the newbies also have written a lot. So yeah, and also one thing is I've learned a lot through these articles, because one thing is I'm very picky, so the articles are great, but I'm a perfectionist, so I don't perfect it, I don't post it until like I'm 100% satisfied with like everything. So I have like, if you take one article, I have researched so much on that topic, and so I have learned so much through one article, because I to edit one, we find a lot, like we verify the information, and also we need to like correct the grammar and stuff like that, right? So I have learned a lot through these articles, and again, the variety, it has been so vast. So I think it went this year now ready to go to the board members.
All right, so let's talk a bit about what kind of challenges that you all had to face during this pandemic. It was very unexpected during this year, and I know that it affected y'all as much as the other avenues as well. So let's talk about how y'all tackle those problems.
Yes. As Vinny said, it was a great challenging year this year for PR and IT and editors of the club. I think almost all the clubs face this issue because since the physical gatherings are limited, we switched everything to virtual platforms. So the commitment from the PR and IT and even from the editors or even from the whole club members was a pretty vague this year. So in terms of PR and IT and COVID, it really affected us since it was hard when the workload gets bumped up in a short period of time. Since we plan something to go physical, but then again in a short period of time when it turns into a virtual platform, it's a bit hard. But I think this year we managed it well with the whole team, and I'll in this moment I'll take this moment to appreciate some few individuals that also helped, who are not in PR and IT team, but who helped, which was our board members. I think almost all the board members had to make one or two posters since we were quite bottlenecked this year. And Rotaract Lavanya, a special thanks to you because she came and helped us a lot with the posters, making posters and those stuff, even though she's from another avenue. And even our past editors, Rotaract Nadun and Rotaract Akila helped us while we were stuck. So those are a few individuals that helped us in this year to get ourselves through without falling behind.
Yeah, so because of the increased workload that we couldn't handle, yeah, Lavanya and Nadun and Akila, they stepped up and helped us a lot. And then we realized that we couldn't always depend on them because Nadun and Akila, they weren't like no longer in the board, and they had outside commitments, and Lavanya was always also working full time as a club service director, so we couldn't really rely a lot on her. So what we decided to do was we decided to do a workshop on the basics of Photoshop, so that everyone in the board could have a basic understanding on how to make a poster. So we did a 3-day workshop called ABCE, Anybody Can Edit. And from that, I think a lot of people from the board learned how to make their own posters. And I think the IS, especially Info Factory, it was after like half of the year, it was almost completely handled by Rotaract Teachana, who is the IS director. And then we like all I had to do as the editor was to give a few pointers here and there and edit a few posters, like to finalize, put the finishing touches on them. And then other than that, all the posters are made by him and all the others. And it was really great to have them working and even jumpstart the signature PD project. We had to move it to an online platform, and on the final day, we were so under so much pressure, and then the whole live stream of the finals was handled by Rotaract Teachana. He basically learned the whole streaming setup within a few hours, and then he did an amazing job at it. So during the pandemic has affected us a lot with the increase in workload, and then we had to switch all the webinars and everything. We had to keep them online and stream them. And yeah, and the board of directors helped us immensely, and then yeah, we handled that perfectly.
Not
Yeah,
only all. Yeah, sorry.
no, I'd like to add that, like, at some point, somebody stepped up and said, "Look, I'll do it," and we managed it. So, and one good thing that happened was, especially when it came to a lot of PD workshops, most of them are very like informative sessions and all, right? So when we saw like at least double the amount of participants because it was moved to a virtual platform. I think if it's one plus point, it will be that, because double the amount of participation means that you impact double the amount of people. And also these videos are live streamed, they're always there for anyone to watch. So in terms of like the goals of conducted, not better, but there was certain positive. And also like the workshops that we conducted for our newbies, they're always there with us. So I think we're hoping to even the incoming newbies of next year and the incoming board of directors, all these will be available to educate them and all that. So I think that was also.
Yeah, like that. Even the Photoshop workshops, everything is there on YouTube on our channel. So anyone from literally any club or anyone who wants to learn and learn something can go to the our social media and check them out and learn. It's not like a physical. So when it's physical, it's done and then everyone, like, that's it. But then when it's online,
You
everyone
forget
can go
and
check them out. Yeah, yeah. Nobody will forget and
yeah, you
everyone
forget. So
will.
this is like always that.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, we all can agree that even though it was an avenue specifically for PR and IT, the whole club this year helped us a lot
They
as a
came
team.
together.
We
Yes.
went up.
Yes.
I think this is like the best example
I think
for how.
everyone.
Yes, I think this is the best example to see how teamwork works well and how can you like face any challenge if like y'all can work as a team, if everybody can help out.
Exactly.
And also, what I would like to point out here is that even though it was challenging, I think something like really great came out of it. And because all these video editing skills and photo editing skills, it was not limited to the avenue of PR and IT, but everybody else learned as well, even the newbies. And I think it's really great.
Yeah, something I want to add. Again, in IS, Break the Stigma is a video series that we did from clubs from all around the world about depression and anxiety. And we posted them on YouTube also. And almost all of the editing outside the intro, I think the intro was made by Rotaract Ruin. And outside that, almost all the other videos, the editing was completely other than the making of the video, the making of all the teasers and those stuff. And then again, the final video was all done by Rotractor Tikshana. And Ruin actually helped them a lot and then supported them. But then again, even in video editings, the board of directors stepping up and doing it was great.
Yes,
I think
absolutely.
Tikshana also learned a lot of video editing because afterwards I learned that he had video editing as a module in his university, and I think Rotaract helped him a lot to do that also.
See how Rotaract can help you. Like you might even not imagine like it can help you in these ways. All
Yeah.
right, guys. Now I have something fun planned for y'all as well. It's a simple, no stress. It's a simple rapid fire round. I have some questions that I want to ask y'all, and y'all have to answer me honestly. Are we good to go?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think with a disclaimer that these questions, even though we were the planning team behind this series, these questions were
Yeah,
completely
we
secret
had
from
no
us as
idea.
well.
We had
I
no
think
idea.
No, you
yeah,
don't.
we really came up with them. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Let me get into my questions. Hmm. What is one food you wouldn't want to give up?
Uh, can I say a fruit?
Yeah, sure. Anything. Anything edible.
Yeah, I'd say avocado. Then.
Avocados. I thought so.
How about you?
For me, it would be either burgers or kottu. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. It's either burgers or kottu. One of those.
For me also it's a burger, because like eating a burger is fun. Other than the taste of it, like I would never want to never eat a burger again.
All right. Interesting. Very interesting answers. What is your biggest pet peeve? Do you all have any?
Uh, I think mine is not working on time. One thing I think.
Yes, Ruin is very particular about working on time. Mine is probably I don't know why, but this always makes me so angry. Grammar, like in messages, grammar, those capitalizing of words and stuff. When people don't do it, it makes me so angry for some reason. I don't know. I don't even know why, but yeah.
Yeah, same. Same for me. Honestly, like I have turned into a perfectionist, and honestly, that's not a good thing. I'm not proud of it because it wastes a lot of time. But even I get so irritated when like people can't do those small things right.
I think we've experienced it firsthand as well about all of your grammatical stuff. All right, my next question. Have you tried to do something that you know you would be really bad at, but still went ahead and did? About Rohit.
So I think I can't think of one thing right now, but I think I tried dancing one time in front of a big crowd, and it failed horribly. I think Hiru knows.
From me, I don't really remember because I might have done. I'm pretty sure I have done, but my mind just blocks off stuff like those, so I don't really remember those. I have like a short-term memory loss, and even it's embarrassing memories. Mostly, I don't ever remember them.
Okay, I'm just going to say a small thing. When I was a kid, I used to do hurdles as a sport, but this was a hurdle that was much higher than the hurdles of my level. I was like under 11 or something, and this is like an under 19 hurdle. I didn't know that it was under 19 hurdle, but I knew that it was, I think it was taller than me, and then I tried to jump it. I tried to jump over it, and I failed, obviously. So, yeah.
All right.
We should figure out a video of that.
Actually. My next question. Okay. What's the fastest speed you've ever driven in a car?
Oh God. Oh God.
Let's start from Hero. I like the reaction.
I don't really want to say it because like my parents are just outside the room and they will hear it. But yeah, so this is not really fast, but then considering the vehicle, that's really fast. So I have what I drive is a Wagoner, and as if you see the speedometer of a Wagoner, the speedometer only goes to 140, and then once I actually went at 140 to prove that I can go.
Are you kidding me?
Every time I go into this, I feel like I'm gonna die, and that's not even his fastest.
No, it was vibrating horribly, and then I even tried to take a photo, but then I took a photo of only about 136 because I could watch the road and take the photo at the same time.
You're driving fast and you're trying to take a photo of me. Are you serious right now?
Yeah,
All right, how about
sometimes I feel like I don't deserve to be alive.
Do you have a fastest speed, Ruin?
Yeah, so I think the fastest I have been is 160. That was in the highway. Don't get me wrong, that was in the highway. I got my first, not my first car, but I had the chance to get the brand new car from Hambantota. So me and my mom went, and on the way back, we were so wasted at that time because we had to stay in the burning sun for like few hours to get that car. My dad warned us not to go, but we volunteered to go. So anyway, in the way back, I was so sleepy, and so I thought of it's better to drive fast than sleeping while driving.
I think driving is a problem in the club because everyone has bad driving memories.
Yes, I heard a few stories from the international service directors as well. Yes,
those must be amazing.
Yes.
The petrol heads.
Yes. Do you have any stories, Kalani?
Yeah, so first off, I have never driven alone. It's always with one of my parents or my driver. So the fastest would be like a sad 40.
That's cute. That's actually cute. Okay. My next question. What is the silliest thing you get nostalgic for?
um,
Uh,
I don't know. Mostly like kids songs.
Okay.
I remember my childhood and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. How about Arvind?
For me, I think photos, past photos since not now, but earlier days I was a photo fanatic. I think I took many photos from my phone. So
Yes.
seeing
Hashtag.
those, so seeing those gives me nostalgia.
How about Kalani?
yeah, the serious, yeah, photos is the main thing, but like I get nostalgic a lot, especially when it comes like school memories and all. Like randomly, like something like hits, and then I'm like sad about it for like 2 hours. And even school is one thing, and even like our Rotaract year is coming to an end, and like when we remember like how fun it was, and like now it's just ending on a Zoom call general meeting and a Zoom call board meeting, and yeah, I think it will be a lot nostalgic in the next few days as well. Like, I don't think it's silly. I think like it's natural. So much.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. I agree on that. Yeah. Let's do one more question. Okay, this is interesting. Would you rather wake up to an air horn blowing in your ear every day or wake up and have to run 4 miles every day?
Oh, option number one.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
So you don't mind listening to the horn like every single day?
It will actually
Nope.
make me wake up. Otherwise, I take like 2 hours to
Yeah.
wake up.
I sleep through all my alarms. I keep like 5-6 alarms and I sleep through all of them. I'm that
Yeah,
bad.
it makes me a bit more
Common in
motivated.
editors and PR.
Yeah.
So I think that would be
Everyone.
helpful rather than annoying.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone promises to wake up at around, I don't know, 10, 11, and everyone wakes up at around 1.
True that, true that. All right, well played, guys. The rapid fire round now ends. Before wrapping things up, I would like to ask you, what is your best road track memory? Let's start with Kalani.
Okay, I'll tell a small thing. So, I think this is the day before CC. You know how like they're like for Satma's house in her balcony, and the whole club is there. Like there's so much stuff happening, and it's just so busy and like so colorful, and like you know like surrounded with like so many people, and you're like so excited. The next day is going to be like the biggest project of the year, and that feeling is like it's really great. Like even if you're not involved much in it, just being there, even as a new member, just a board member, I think like I don't know, that would be one of my favorites.
Yeah. So
It's like a moment.
yeah, those were, I think yeah. So my best memory is the day after what Kalani said, the day of Kunkalabo. Because I don't know, because yeah, the day before, the night before, we didn't sleep at all. We spent the night at Satma's place. I think I came home at around 5:30, and then straight away changed into my got a shower, changed to my t-shirt, and then straight away went back to Satma's place. And then from that moment onwards, the day was hectic. We were running everywhere and doing everything. And then afterwards, after everything was done, we finished up at around 5 in the challenge locations, and then we got into our vehicles, and then we went back to race course where the closing ceremony was happening. And then just watching the crowd from the back, we were all sitting in the back on something, I don't remember. We were all just sitting there, like the whole crew was there, just sitting there talking. And then though that memory was perfect because we knew everything went smoothly, everything was perfect, and we were just watching the whole thing end, and it was just the happiest moment of my life. Yeah.
Definitely it was. How
Yeah.
about you?
Yeah, so I think most of us in our club has good memories in CC because I too have the best moment in Rotaract in the last CC project we did. And it was, I think, before these two guys' stories, that was the PR part that happened with me, Nadun, Akila, and Tisura. We went around Colombo recording and doing stuff. And that was one time that I felt like I am in a professional film crew type of a thing. So that was a great feeling that I got, because even though we were a small club, even though we were a non-profit organization, as a team, as a Rotaract club, we take projects to a great level, I think, because with everyone's commitments, we try to do it at the top notch. So seeing that happen, seeing that much planning, seeing that much people working day and night to gather and put something new, that was a great memory I had, and that inspires me to do more projects and do more things in my life in the future at that type of a level, so that we can give our best out.
Amazing. It's so nice to hear all the memories as well again. Makes me
Yeah, this
nostalgic.
yeah. See, Kamko Colombo is like watching all your hard work pay off is the most amazing feeling in the world.
That's very true. I agree. All right. My last question to you guys is: would you Rotaract? Would you recommend Rotaract to anyone?
Definitely, definitely. No questions asked. Definitely, I would recommend Rotaract to anyone. This is like this. I've been in Rotaract for like 3 years, and these have been like the one of the best 3 years, the best 3 years of my life. It's been hectic. It's been very busy, and we've spent countless sleepless nights. But then again, when you look back at all the memories, like nothing can compare to this. Nothing in my life can compare to all the memories, all the fun we've had, and everything during these past 3 years. It's been the best memories of my life.
Yeah, and I feel like Rotaract is something that can cater for everyone, like no matter what sort of person you are. Because if you were like a laid back person before, Rotaract can help you become outgoing and everything. But if you already had that, Rotaract has so much more to give you. If you want to like sit behind a desk and work, that's still work for you. If you want to go out there and like meet people and do that kind of work, then there's avenues like PED, IS and all. So you should definitely join Rotaract, because like there is something to take for every kind of person. So, and also I feel like opportunities like this is not something you should miss out, because if there's something I regret in my past, it's the opportunities that I have missed. That's all. Because there have been instances where other people have believed in me, but I have not taken it up because I didn't believe in myself. So, like the only thing I would say is, if you're given it, just take it and do it.
Yeah, I would agree with the other two as well. I'll definitely recommend doing Rotaract, because it helps you to upgrade your interpersonal skills, and also gives takes your inner person creativity out. Even though it is PR or any other avenue, that doesn't matter. So I think Rotaract made a huge different, or a huge impact in all of our lives, because the persons we know, because like I said, me and Hiru and some other guys are a friend group. We were there from A levels, so we see the difference from each other that made through Rotaract, because before we are joining and after we are joining. So that is a great thing that can't put into words. So I think the best way you can get that feeling is by being a Rotaractor, and going for a board of directors, and do your best
Yeah,
with your team.
yeah. So you mature as a person and you develop as a person. From like you come in as some normal person, and then Rotaract develops you beyond anything you can think of, and then gives you so many memories, and then you come out of it as more or less a complete person, a more mature and a very complete person.
Yeah, that's true. Rotaract is for everyone, and there are opportunities for any kind of person. I think that's the biggest thing that Rotaract can offer you. So, with that, guys, we are coming to an end of our episode. Thank you so much, all three of you, for joining me today to have this discussion, and for sharing all your memories and all your interesting points on when it comes to your avenues. And I think this will be useful for everyone who's looking forward to specialize their skills when it comes to PR&IT and editing. So once again, thanks a lot for joining with us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
Fun.
So with that, we are coming to an end of another episode of The Lounge Season 2. Until we are back, stay safe.